Shalom. In this week's parasha, we are instructed with a mitzvah, et Hashem Elokecha tira, to fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We know, the Gemara teaches us, that Shimon HaAmsuni used to expound on every time the Torah writes the word et. There's written in the Torah probably thousands of times, and until he got to Parashat V'Etchanan, he was able to give a solid explanation in what the Torah wanted to include with the word et. However, when he came to the pasuk, et Hashem Elokecha tira, he didn't know what it could be. Is there anything else to fear besides for Hashem? And Shimon HaAmsuni decided, obviously, my approach has been the wrong approach, and there's no point in trying to squeeze an elephant through a hole. And he said, Kshem shekibalti schar ala drisha, like till now I've been rewarded for learning, expounding the Pesukim, I'm going to be rewarded now for not expounding any further. And he put all his explanations into Gnizah. They all got buried. Explains the Gemara, until one day, Ad Sheba Rabbi Akiva came along, and he taught Shimon HaAmsuni that et Hashem Elokecha, the et, is coming to include Talmidei Chachamim. That a person, not only should one fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu, one should also fear Talmidei Chachamim, the great Torah scholars. Now, the Gemara teaches us something very interesting. The Gemara says that Akol bidei Shamayim chutz mi Yirat Shamayim. Everything is a given. Everything is decided, whether a person will be tall, small, poor, rich, which family he'll be born into. There's nothing that's not predestined. Everything is a given, is decided before a person is born. What he's going to work out, what he's going to do, how he's going to do, where he's going to do. It's a given. There's only one thing that's not a given, and that's Yirat Shamayim. Yirat Shamayim, the ability for a person to fear Hashem, which means when a person has an opportunity of choosing right over wrong, good over evil, uvacharta b'chayim, this is what Hashem has left up to us. In our hands is the choice of good over evil. Everything else is a given except our ability to choose good. As the Gemara writes, Hakol bidei Shamayim, everything is divinely ordained and given except for the fear of Hashem. The fear of Hashem, i.e., deciding whether a person wants to do right or wrong, that's in a person's hands. Whether a person is going to be a rasha or tzaddik, righteous, or chas v'shalom, the opposite, it's all in the person's hands. The Gemara then explains, expounding on the pasuk, that where it says, Ma Hashem Elokecha shoam mi'imach ki'im le'yirah. All Hashem wants from us is Yirat Shamayim. As we've explained, that's the only thing left by us. The Gemara understands that the pasuk is telling us something, it's something very small, it's something very easy, it's something ma'bakach. It's by the way, Ma Hashem Elokecha shoam mi'imach ki'im le'yirah, only to fear Him. As the Gemara is the fear of Hashem something easy, something simple, something so accessible? We know how many Rishayim there are in the world. We know what it is when we are confronted with a situation of choosing good over evil. Says the Gemara, in Etzel Moshe Rabbeinu Milta Zutratehi. When, for Moshe Rabbeinu, Yirat Shamayim was something easy. And therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu, when commanding us in the Torah through Hashem, Hashem wants from us Yirat Shamayim, it is only something very small, because for Moshe Rabbeinu it was something very small. The question is, how does that help us? Albeit for Moshe Rabbeinu, on such a high plane, for him Yirat Shamayim was something Not such a big feat. It was something small. But what does that help little me? For me, Yirat Shamayim is a great achievement. It's a milestone. It's so difficult. How am I going to get there? Explains the Kli Yakar. When the Gemara says, in Etza Moshe Rabbeinu, it means something very profound. When a person would be next to Moshe Rabbeinu, Yirat Shamayim becomes something easy. When a person is in the influence of a great man, is in the ambience of something holy, it automatically enables him to elevate his level of free choice. A person feels compelled to do the right thing. A person feels that I can do it. It's taken to a certain state. A free choice is taken away from him. By Moshe Rabbeinu, the Jewish people being in his presence felt obligated, obliged, compelled to do Hashem's Ratzon, to do his will. Not because of embarrassment, not because of scared, but when a person would be by Reb Chaim Kanievsky standing there, you just could not do an Avirah. In Yirat Shamayim becomes something small when a person puts himself in the presence of Adam Gadol. When the Torah is telling us, Ma Hashem Elokecha Shoah Me'imach, all Hashem wants from you is something small, it means that Hashem is demanding from us to elevate ourselves, put ourselves in a situation where Yirat Shamayim can become something small. Ensure that you're attached. Ensure that you have a good connection. Ensure that you're in the vicinity, you're in the closeness of a great man that can elevate a person's level of free choice. A person will feel compelled to do the right thing. That's what Hashem wants from us. Not only that we have Yirat Shamayim, included in the mitzvah of Yirat Shamayim is that we put ourselves in a situation where Yirat Shamayim will become easy to attain. When we are in a situation next to a person, next to a dignitary, where we feel that, wow, I can't do wrong. That's what's also included in the mitzvah of Yirat Ma'ashem Elokecha Shoah Me'imach. Coming back, Shimon HaSuni expounded every et. He got stuck. Ad Sheba Rabbi Akiva. We can explain, and I've heard it explained, Ad Sheba Rabbi Akiva. It's not that Rabbi Akiva expounded that it's coming to include Talmidei Chachamim. Ad Sheba Rabbi Akiva, until Rabbi Akiva came, Shimon HaSuni saw Rabbi Akiva. He saw such a great personality. He saw such an elevated person. He saw such an aura, such a stature in Torah, that by being in his presence, Yirat Shamayim became an easier feat. He saw that the pasuk must be telling us, Et Hashem Elokecha Tira, the et is ba l'rabot Talmidei Chachamim, is coming to include Talmidei Chachamim. Ad Sheba Rabbi Akiva, and then Shimon HaSuni expounded the pasuk that this must be coming to tell us that also a person should fear Talmidei Chachamim. By being in their presence, they enable us to elevate our level of free choice. Let's ensure that not only we choose good over evil, let's put ourselves in situations where we don't have free choice. Let's try and ensure that we can elevate ourselves. We're in the vicinity of people that impress upon us, not even passively, that enable us just to be so awe-inspired to do the will of Hashem. Shabbat Shalom.